Today's challenge is to become an imposter. Not that kind of imposter. I'm talking about imposter syndrome, specifically for programmers. Let's hop to the computer and I will explain. Let me start by giving a shout out to Internet Explorer. I saw an article today that said it died and it was replaced by Edge, which reminded me that Edge exists. So I will now be using this for all of my streaming and YouTubing, Internet exploring. Anyway, imposter syndrome. This is what happens when you try to fake it till you make it, and you make it, but you still feel like you're faking it. So to everyone else, you know what you're doing. To you, you feel like you're a fake. And this feeling of undeserving of your accomplishments is stressful. So it's imposter syndrome. It makes you feel like you're an imposter. It is very common for programmers to feel this way. I have a lot of reasons why I think that's the case. I'm not going to try to explain it in a way that's not inoffensive because that would take too long for me to figure out how to word it so that it's not offensive. So I'm just not going to give my reasons, but it's very common in programming. I do not suffer from that. I never have. I've always been a beast at programming.
Yo, let's do everything. Yo, I'm glad you can program. Like, you know, my mama told me that if you don't got nothing nice to say about a level, you should keep your mouth shut. But like, I just wanna tell people out there that Let's Do Everything is a great software programmer, right? He can code. He can code.
So that's good. But now I want to test it out and see what it's like. I've been programming in COBOL for the last several years. I'm a beast at it, no worries there. But work is requiring me to learn the C# language. I've never worked in C# before. I don't know what it's like. I have a vague idea of what it's like, but I've never worked in it. So I have to learn it. Or I could just say that I've learned it, and then when I need to start working, I can fake it till I make it. And that's what we're going to do today. Work has provided me with a Pluralsight license, which is a website where you can learn from a network of industry experts a bunch of things. So we're going to learn C#. We're going to learn it on this website. I've checked out the website a little bit. I took tests in Scrum, Docker, and iOS. Docker and iOS I've never heard of. Well, I've heard of iOS. I didn't know what it was. Apparently it's a programming language. And I scored proficient in both of those. Not very well, but proficient at least. A little bit better at Scrum because I actually know Scrum. I'm going to take a C# course. Let's see if we have this skill so that I can show that I've made it. You can't just say you've made it, and it's not say you make it till you make it. So let me put in C, tic-tac-toe, and right here, this test I'm going to take, and I'm going to score well in it. The other tests I took for practice, and they are timed. You have 30 seconds per question, which doesn't leave you much time for Googling. And I also got my account suspended for clicking through all the videos to see if there was a test at the end. So I don't think they're going to want me to share the actual test questions with YouTube either. I don't want to get banned permanently. So this video might not be exciting, but it'll be exciting for me because I'll have proof that I know C#, even though I don't. So let's go. Measure now. Alright, am I a novice or an expert? Oh, I thought I was going to have to ask. I thought it was asking me, but we're going to find out by taking the test. My manager will be able to see a summary of my skills, which is good. Let's start her up. I get 2 chances. Probably only going to need 1. I probably should go drink a carnation instant breakfast to give myself a little brain boost. But I'm just gonna snap on and focus in here, flare my brain muscles, as we say. Let's get going. Check your answers at the end, that's fine. Let's start. Following array specifies a programmer's skill set. You want to convert this into a comma separated string. The result is a syntax error. What can you change? Let's see. Console.writeLine skill set join to this 1 2 1 2. Change join to aggregate. Swap S1 and S2. Alright, I have no idea what this means. Swap S1 outside of the join. Change the join to all. I don't know. We're not going to pick I don't know. I am going to go with join S1. We're going to change join to all. And hopefully this pauses the timer. Okay, the timer did pause. I wasted a whole minute there. Hopefully I pick up the pace. I did want to mention that I do have experience with object-oriented languages, not just COBOL. So there should be some familiarity. There wasn't with this question though. I've never dealt with that arrow sign operator before. Anyway, let's get going again. I did not pause or something. Maybe there's a set time for each question actually. How do you add a new queue to the end of the list? Queue.add, obviously. Let's go with enqueue. That sounds like the right verbiage. Your record named person. How do you create a derived record type named student that allows no further inheritance? That's the keyword here, sealed or final. Never heard of the sealed keyword. We're going to Google it real quick. C pound, sealed. Sealed stops inheriting. Let's go back. We see that it was sealed. And we're going to go with public. So I did just Google that one. I didn't think I'd have time to Google. I hopefully said that. Not that I was against Googling, because that's part of being an imposter, is Googling your answers. What best describes the select many language? I don't know what LINQ stands for. Language Integrated Query. I've seen that before, but I've never dealt with it. I feel like this sounds good. If R is an array of int, how can you obtain the number of elements in R? So that's going to be either length or size. Size or length. It's an array of type int. Oh goodness. I should have Googled that one. Let's get it together here. That's obviously a Googleable one. What operator would you use to have an event handler method subscribe to an event? This. I also just noticed my timer, I think I'm getting plus 20 seconds or something each time. So I need to pick up the pace and not Google. What's the main purpose of an extension method? I know what extension is. I got confused there with the difference between to add behavior versus to add functionality. I feel like that's probably an important difference in word there, but What happens to the resource variable once the following code executes? This is just a scope question. The garbage collector will dispose of it, but it will still be available for reuse. I hope that one's not true. Consider the following array, link, and result. An array is a list of numbers. The link is ages.distinct. Don't know about that. Seems good though. Following person class contains 4 properties. Class contains a syntax error. Private string first name. I feel like the capitalization in first name might be off, but it's the same as in last name. So let's go with name. No, set last name value, that's weird. Okay. You have a function that makes use of the await operator. I should be Googling this one, but we're just skipping it. I should have said I don't know to that one, actually. I didn't have a good guess. Consider the following code. How can you use with keyword to copy company1 into a new variable? C tic-tac-toe with. This is not useful. Bad search result. Wasted 30 seconds. We're gonna go with either this or this. That one. Final answer. You have 2 list collections. Add the objects from one list into another. What's the best option? Use the list add command for sure. I got 3 minutes now. This must be a hard one. Consider the following array and link statement. They're a big fan of links here. I don't like a then by descending function. I hope that that's not accurate. The other option is then by. I'm going to Google it real quick. Enumerable by then by. It looks like it does exist. Performs a subsequent ordering in descending. Oh my gosh, no way is then by descending actually a thing? Oh my gosh, then by descending. Oh, that just feels gross to say that that was true. I hope that I got that one wrong. What does the following code illustrate? A class with a generic constraint, generic collection, generic method, generic type. Oh, I got no time for this one. I'm gonna go with I don't know. No, change into collection. No, I don't know. What happened to my 2 minutes? I had banked, I thought. Apparently not. The following declaration of a person record. What change can you make to show the exact person record with shorter syntax? The destructor. Let's get rid of the destructor. Which statement accurately describes union? I'm going to have to Google this one. Union does what? Combine multiple data stores, removing duplicates. That's what I wasn't sure about. Yeah. Three questions to go. Why will the following code not compile? Dude, I'm not a compiler. The little thing at the bottom of the screen tells you why it won't compile. Looks good to me. An interface cannot have private static inside of it. Oh, it's an interface. And you can't instantiate an interface, can you? I don't think you can do that. Yeah, you can instantiate interfaces. It's been a while since I've done that. Dealt with interfaces, but I remember that. View my results. All right, here is moment of truth. I said I got proficient when I took that iOS and Docker thing. Proficient, I don't know what the minimum was. iOS, I got like 39% right. That seems pretty low to me. I'm hoping for at least 40. I would like at least 50. I mean, in school, I need to get 70 to pass. I'm just saying. I got kind of high expectations. 39th percentile. Terrible. So I got a great start and I got proficient, but obviously not what I was hoping for. I'm out of the novice range into emerging. I really wanted average. Dang. I don't know how I feel about that. Oh, I missed so many in the beginning. It was to add functionality, not to add behavior. That's a bummer. Okay, so as I said, I was hoping for better. What I'm going to do now is take the other C, which have I used so far? C pound, C hash, chash. I haven't used the actual pronunciation of it. So this chash coding practices, I'm not sure what the difference is. I'm going to go ahead and take this one as well. I'm not going to talk as much. I'll probably just fast forward it for the video. I'm probably going to Google more because I'm not sure. Solid principles, that's something I probably learned in school. I'm probably just going to fast forward it. Let's see how I do in the coding practices though. Probably similar to COBOL coding practices. They both start with a C. Not sure about that last one. All right, how did I do? Average. Nice. Still just barely. I was really hoping for like an above average, but let me see. I'm curious if I got that last one right or not. I did. I snuck in there with the last one. More spaced out in my results this time. Some rights, some wrongs, as opposed to the first time it was very wrong heavy in the beginning. I think it's kind of funny that I did take 2 tests. Let me go back to that page. Okay, I do think it's funny that I did better on C# coding practices than in C# itself, which sort of makes sense because I know coding practices in general, whereas I don't know this language specifically. So I guess that's a further example of why imposter syndrome is a thing, because even though I don't know C#, I know how to code in C#. Not really. I only got a 42%. I'm on the fence about whether to consider that a fail or pass of the challenge. Since it's my channel, I guess I get to decide. I'm going to consider this a pass. I am now an imposter in CBang, and I'm going to tell my manager I don't need to do 50 hours of training because I'm already average at it, so challenge complete.
I just want to really quickly go back to the let's do everything. And like, I don't want people to think, oh man, he was just making a joke telling people that he can code so he can like hide the fact that the levels suck. Let's do everything also makes really funny YouTube videos, alright? He also make really funny YouTube videos. Let us just be glad that he has a day job and a hobby that has nothing to do with Super Mario Maker. Let us all be glad for that.
I started this video a while ago, and I just now decided I am going to publish it. So I wanted to really quickly mention a couple things. First is that I've said percentage throughout when they're actually percentiles, not percentages. So a percentile is how you did relative to everyone else, not relative to the test, which I was aware of. I was just being lazy with my speaking. So for the first C# test, I got 10 out of 18, which is over 50% as far as the test is concerned, but is only better than 39% of the people who take it. The next one I got 11 out of 18, which was the 42nd percentile. In this cloud computing class I took, I got 12 out of 18, and that put me at the 93rd percentile. So there's a range of difficulties, which is why I use percentile, not percentage, because some of the tests are a lot harder or easier than others. So anyway, there's that. I've taken a few more, including, you might notice this, COBOL and CICS. These are both subjects that I use every day, and I consider myself pretty good at. COBOL 85, I got the 23rd percentile, which means I'm pretty bad at it. In my defense, I don't know what the 85 is. I use COBOL 6. So that's probably either like really old or really new compared to 85. And CICS I got 42nd percentile. So if these are the scores I get on things that I actually know, and we agree that I know them, then I think I did pretty good in C#. And last note, C# is because of the shebang operator. Exclamation mark is also known as a bang in some circles. So that symbol is the SHA, right? Okay. Goodbye. Challenge complete.